Hey everyone, welcome to the end of week 2, beginning of week 3. So here's your instructional notes for what to do for the next week coming up. So I guess the first thing is just finish up with your researching on integrating curriculum and make sure you get that posted. That one is due this weekend, the 19th by midnight, January 19th. Looking forward to week 3 and our first class meeting for the term. Some things to get ready for and to complete for week 3. So you're going to begin a technology project. This is a project that runs for most of the term. And so the first part of the project is you're going to be doing a little background research on what's appropriate for integrating technology into the classroom. And so you're going to write a short paper of that. That's actually due week 4, but I would recommend that you begin your research this week. You can see the project description is linked under the assignment. So it gives you some information about, there's a couple of resources on Moodle, and then there's some resources on the Learning Center that I'd like you to choose at least one from each of those. And then you're going to write a summary paper, no less than 2 pages, that talks about what you learned about using technology in the science classroom. So if you look at the Learning Center, you'll notice there's a new link for technology. That's where you'll find the resources there. And if you look at our Moodle site, if you scroll down to the technology project, you'll see that there's a link here for technology resources. This is the one, the actual page I want you to go to. There's 2 resources listed under here. One is from NGSS and one is from NSTA. So I want you to choose at least one of those to review for your research paper. So that's the first part to get started on. The second part is this week 3 is you're going to be actually responding in the technology forum. That's the assignment list. So you'll see it's for week 3. It's actually due the Sunday after we meet in class. So you can wait to respond but to the forum till after class. But what I would like you to do is start to take a look at, there's some suggestions for technology to integrate into your STEM unit this term. And so you're going to choose or start to think about and by Sunday choose a technology you want to integrate. So here's the link to those ideas. And if we look at that, these are technologies that would overlap really any science content area. And they're very science related. So a lot of times I get students who want to do, oh, well, I want to explore Google Classroom. And while that might be a good instructional strategy, it isn't science specific. So for the STEM unit, you actually have to pick a science specific technology. And there are some suggestions on this sheet that I want you to look over. If you have another technology that you would like to explore that isn't listed, I'm open to that, but you will have to have that approved by me before you actually move forward on that. So that's the assignments for the technology for this week or for week 3. In the technology forum that you'll respond to under week 3, there's a couple of questions. So one of them is, what technology are you thinking about actually using? And then what articles are you going to use for your research paper? And then just kind of a brief description of your experience using technology in the classroom. What kind of resources do you have currently in your setting that you routinely access or that you know are available? So that's your assignment. That's actually due week 3 is the technology forum. So moving on to the STEM project. So you need to bring a draft copy. It can be either electronic or printed to class that identifies at least the science standards that you're planning on covering for your STEM unit. We'll do some work on that in class. We'll actually look at the math and the literacy standards that are going to connect. We'll also look at engineering standards. And so by the time class is over, you will have hopefully a good idea of how that's all going to work in your STEM unit. Some of you are further along in that than others in terms of really identifying something already and really having no idea. So we will have some time in class to work on that, but bring at least science standards that you want to address. And remember, for the STEM unit, this does not have to be the same unit you're doing for a TPA. It doesn't even actually have to be a unit that you will teach this term. So this is an opportunity to really build something for maybe your future classroom if you feel like there isn't an opportunity for you to do that where you're at now. But pick, the science standards and choose the other standards that would relate to something that you're likely to teach in your clinical setting or in your, where you plan to be teaching in the future. So we also have a STEM activity we're going to be doing in class that needs a little preparation. So I want you to choose one day in the next week and a half to keep track of everything you ate. Try to collect the nutrition labels from the things you eat that are packaged. And if it's fresh, like fruit or vegetables, just go online and either screenshot or take a picture of the nutritional information of the fruit or vegetables that you consume, and bring those to class either electronically or printed. We're going to be doing a STEM activity with nutrition on the day that you're in class. The final thing that you will be exploring for week 3 is a resource on the NST Learning Center website. It's called a SciPack. And these are basically the reason I'm having you explore this is background information. So oftentimes when you're teaching, you are going to be teaching content that you're not familiar with at all, or that you haven't actually had any experience with in the recent past. So you'll need to do some background diving in to get the information you need. It also provides like ideas for teaching at an appropriately developmental level for your grade level. So if you go to the Learning Center, you're going to actually go to Explore All Resources. You're going to, once you get there, you're going to kind of try to come up with a general search term that fits the content area. So I'm going to say I want to look at cells. And if I search, it'll bring up, tons of resources. And then it'll let me actually filter those resources. So what I want to do is make sure that I scroll down and I want to choose SciPacks here under Do It Yourself Learning. I could also choose a science guide, but I want you to actually get used to exploring this learning center and using the resources. So this time we're going to look at SciPacks. So there's a couple of different SciPacks that relate to cells, so cells and chemical reactions, and it tells me that this applies to elementary, middle, and high school. So these are, there's information in here for all levels that I can adapt. Cell division and differentiation, nutrition. Oh, well, I'm going to be doing something on nutrition, so I'm going to pick nutrition, and I'm going to actually add that to my library or open it in my library. And so your task for this is that you're going to explore the resources under these, and there's a lot. I will be able to see what percentage you completed, and by completing meaning you've viewed them. So I expect that overall for the whole SciPack that you complete 20% of it. So I want to see that you've linked on at least 20% of the items and taken a good look around. That will give you full points on this assignment. So again, if you find that you're not getting any related SciPacks to your content area, you might need to broaden it just a little, kind of scale back. So instead of saying stoichiometry, you can say chemical reactions or balancing chemical equations. That might, or even chemical equations. So just play around until you can find something that's related. It doesn't have to fit exactly your content area. And this can be chosen for either your STEM unit or your EdTPA unit. I just really want you to get familiar with this as a resource. So that's the extent of your homework for week 3, that is due on January 26th as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in class a week from Saturday, a week from tomorrow, and hope everything's going well. If you have any questions or confusion about the assignments, please email me right away and we'll get that cleared up or set up a phone call or something. Hope you're having a good start to your term, and I'll see you soon.